NBA from 989 Sports is a simulation-style basketball game for the PSP. You can play 5-on-5 with all your favorite NBA teams, as well as some all-star squads and teams from the NBA Developmental League. There's a quick match mode, as well as full season and a few mini-games included. And it's also the only basketball game that will launch with Sony's new handheld. It's too bad that distinction is probably the best thing NBA has going for it. As a basketball game, it's pretty basic. You've got standard buttons for passing, shooting, blocking, and stealing. And you can also do some juke moves, but those don't work all that well. The AI really isn't all that great and will do some pretty dumb things from time to time, like dribble out of bounds or launch a deep three early in the shot clock. The most unique aspect to the game is its shooting mechanic. Instead of just holding a button down and releasing to get your shot off, in NBA you have to press the button twice. The first time starts the motion, and the second time is for the shot release. You'll see a colored halo around the ball that tells you when you need to let the shot go. It sounds interesting, but when you actually get to playing, the shooting method turns out to be pretty awkward and unintuitive, especially when it comes to layups. In general, the gameplay in NBA leaves a lot to be desired. The graphics and sound in NBA also aren't that hot. It's partly because the screen is so small, but you'll have a hard time figuring out who's who on the court. Sometimes you can find out by looking at hairstyles, headbands, and other accessories if you're familiar with the players, but otherwise it's pretty tough. Player animations are also pretty stiff and lack variation, so don't expect to see many different kinds of dunks and layups. The sound effects aren't all that great either. You'll hear pretty distinct swish and dunk effects, but most of the actual court noise, like the ball bouncing or sneakers squeaking on the court, is drowned out by the annoying stadium music. And there's also no play-by-play commentary at all. On the plus side, there are a few interesting mini-games in NBA, like the three-point shootout, the skills challenge, and a special mode called Paint. You can also try the season mode that lets you take an NBA team through a full season and into the playoffs. The season mode lets you trade players around, but there are no checks against stacked trades, so you can do some really weird things like trade a regular player such as Damon Jones for a superstar like Jason Kidd. NBA also includes Wi-Fi functionality that lets you play head-to-head against a friend. This works pretty well when you play locally in the same area. But given that the general gameplay in NBA isn't that great, the added modes and wireless functionality don't end up being worth a whole lot. Even though it's the only basketball game launching with the PSP, it's tough for me to recommend NBA.